Welcome to Empowered. I'm Elizabeth Nabofsky. Now, when you've worked in a C-suite role or professional capacity throughout your career, where do you go from there? What is your next phase before full-on retirement? Most women don't retire. They get themselves on boards. So why do we need more women on boards? And how do we get women on boards? What qualifications and work experience do boards really require? To find out the answers to all of my questions, I'm joined by Michelle Ashby, CEO and founder of ACE LLC. Michelle is training 1,000 women to get on boards and gets them board certified. Michelle, welcome to Empowered. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Elizabeth. It's my pleasure.
So I'm so excited to speak to you about this because you know boards are near and dear to me, and that's one of my goals right now. So where do we stand regarding women on boards in corporations in the United States and in Canada?
So when we look at the publicly traded markets, which is where we get the most data, in the largest companies in the US, and I'm talking about Fortune 500, we're at a record high of 33%. It's never been that high. Now, keep in mind that women are 50% of the population, and I believe deserve to be 50% of the people sitting at the board table. In Canada, the number's a little bit lower in the top 100, which would be comparative to our Fortune 500. It's about 28%. When we look at the smaller companies, though, because there are thousands of smaller publicly traded companies in North America, we're averaging just about 20% women on boards, which means that there are a lot of boards that are still all male or only have one woman on their board. So there's plenty of room for a lot more women to get on boards.
And I'm a firm believer we need more women on boards. But for those of you that don't know, why do we need more women on boards?
Well, we deserve to be on the boards because we're 50% of the population, right? And I believe that we are complementary, right, to the male. And what we bring to the table are our skills and backgrounds and our talents, which can include all kinds of industry experience and skills that match our male counterparts or even excel over them. Plus, we're really good at planning an organization. We're really good at seeing the bigger picture. Men are really good at going after the goal and killing it, and that's awesome. If you put the two together, you have a great formula for success, right? Because now you're going for the goal and you're taking into consideration all your stakeholders, all your shareholders, your community, your employees, the whole picture. And we've seen studies now that show that return on investment with more women on boards goes up substantially for the company, and also culture improves. People are happier, the employees stay longer, all kinds of things that are much like wanted and needed, I think, in our society.
And I agree with you. I think it is wanted and needed. And there are a lot of women out there that do want to get on boards, whether it's a private company or publicly traded. But how do you actually get on a board?
Well, it used to be in the old days, it was the good old boy network, and it was really, who you knew. And now it's quite complicated because it's so competitive. When I first started working with women in 2018 to help them get on boards, there were hundreds of women, maybe 1,000 that were ready, prepared, and really knew what to do. Now there are thousands. And so you have a very competitive market. You need to have a board brand. And as women going after anything at the higher echelon, as we all know, we have to be better. We have to prove ourselves more. We are the first ones into the door. So it isn't just a slam dunk, but it really does help, obviously, to have that really powerful male network. That's been my magic. I've been invited to almost every one of my boards. And at the same time, I've been through the rigorous interview process, just like my candidates have.
And that's just it. I think a lot of women think you have to be a financial expert. So you have to be a CFO, you have to be an accountant, or you have to be, some sort of a C expert to get on a board. We have less than 30 seconds left right now. So when we come back, I do want to talk to you about financial expert. You do have to be financially literacy. You have to be financial literacy or financial literate to be on a board. But that's not the same as financial literacy, paying your bills and staying within a budget. So when we come back from this commercial break, we're going to talk about being a financial expert and financial literacy. on a board and why it's really important. So please don't go away. We'll be right back.